Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Welcome to the Good Games Podcast. My name is James.
And I'm Justin.
And it's just the two of us.
We're down a man today.
Yeah, we are down a man because at time of recording, late last night, Isaiah Jerez was born. And as a result, obviously, Leo is not here. He is spending time with his family. So congratulations to Leo and his wife on their new baby. And that just leaves you and me, man.
It's gonna be sad.
No, it's going to be good. We're going to carry on. It's going to be a normal episode.
Yes.
Where we talk about Clubhouse. What the fuck is this game called? Clubhouse Worldwide 51 Classics?
Clubhouse Games, 51 Worldwide Classics.
I always mix up all the words in this game's title. This game has a terrible title, by the way.
Yeah.
Awful. This
is the kind of thing that reminds me of like what the old like Windows 98 PC CDs you would get with that would have an obnoxiously long title and it was all those games packed into it.
250 games, and like 200 of the 250 games would be like weird like half demos, and then it would be like
Britannica's worldwide kids gaming experience interactive game CD-ROM.
Like, and then it would be like call this number for the full version and pay with your credit card by calling this number.
Yeah.
God. And then like some of them though, but like some of them would have like the like shareware version of Doom or something on them, and you'd be like, oh shit, like yeah. God, and you'd copy the shit out of that.
Yeah, copy that CD. You know what's kind of funny is that this game, the Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, kind of it kind of reminds me of those old games in a way. It's like a modernized version of like getting that CD with like, because I remember having, I believe it was either a Sierra thing or a Hasbro thing, but I remember having like a Windows 95, Windows 98 CD-ROM that was packed with a lot of these games. You could play poker games, you could play Mancala, you can play like all these different games on it, and so like this kind of brings back a little bit of my childhood.
You know what brings me way back is like Windows 98 and like Windows XP came pre-installed with like Minesweeper, Solitaire, Free Cell, Spider Solitaire. And then when we got around to like Windows, I think Windows 8 was the first one, maybe. It was either Windows 8 or Windows 10. They just stopped. There wasn't games pre-installed anymore, and instead they wanted you to download games from the Windows Store, right?
Yeah.
But like
some PCs, I remember when I started up my new laptop, it had like those like weirdly in the start menu, but I don't know if they were installed yet. They were like kind of drifting there.
Exactly. I think they're just links to the Windows Store, and it's like, oh, download these from the Windows Store. I don't even know if they're free or not, but anyway, yeah, I miss the stupid ass pre-installed Windows games, and I can prove it because I have fucking hang on, where is it? There you go. I've played 99 games of Spider Solitaire.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. That's holy shit. Have you just been like laying in bed playing this game like nonstop?
Okay, two things. First of all, I'm old as fuck, and I mean that two different ways. I'm old as fuck because I have the same gaming taste as like a middle-aged mom because I've been playing Spider Solitaire. And also I'm old as fuck and I hurt my back. So I've been like, geez, like, so yeah, I have literally just been laying there playing Spider Solitaire, but also I've found Spider Solitaire to be very useful when you're on a work call. because if you're on a work call because like we're all working from home right now. At time of recording, we're still in this fucking shithole COVID-19 pandemic lockdown bullshit, right?
Yeah.
It's still dragging on. Um, so we're all working from home, and you're forced to attend a lot of your meetings remotely, right? You got to
Yeah.
dial into Zoom calls or whatever. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of meetings that are just kind of painful. um, so, and I mean, like in real life, you have to go into the meeting. Well, in real life, God, I just called like the difference between COVID-19 working and like real life working. Anyway, and when you're in person, you just have to go to a meeting room and fucking suffer through the meeting and like twiddle your thumbs and like pretend not to be bored.
Only to
But
make
in
no
this,
progress in the meeting. Yeah.
exactly. In this, you just put your phone on speaker, put it on mute, and you can play some solitaire while you kind of zone out and listen to whatever bullshit is going on the call.
Yeah.
And that's how I found Spider Solitaire to be very useful.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. What other games have you been playing on this collection? There's 51 to be exact.
I've done shit. I mean, I love Mancala. That one brings me back. I used to play Mancala all the time.
Yeah, that was like I feel like every elementary school had like a Mancala board that no one exactly knew how to play. But like a lot of people kind of knew how to play, so you got this like weird amalgamation of like all these different rules of like, hey, it kind of works like this, and
yeah.
But like I've enjoyed like actually learning how to play Mancala now.
Yeah, and I found out I'm pretty damn good at it. No.
Ooh. Damn. Well, if you got your Switch, we should fucking play some online Mancala. Let's go.
No. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can set this up real quick.
Oh, whatever. If you can do it quickly, let's play some Mancala while we talk, I guess.
Do you want to?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. Hang on. Let's go online. Play with friends. I've never done this before. We're doing this live right now, waiting for someone to join. Let's see how well. Let's see how well this online works. So wait, you're gonna have 4 different people? What? Are there 4-player games? I guess some of the like tanks games.
Some of them are 4 players. So like Mahjong is.
Oh yeah, Mahjong.
Riichi Mahjong. There you are.
What's the difference between? Oh wait, this is Riichi Mahjong, right? Oh, nice. Okay.
There we go.
That was not painful.
Yeah.
For Nintendo Online, that was not painful. We gonna do some Mancala?
Sure.
All right.
Let me turn down my volume so my mic doesn't pick it up here. Here we go. Okay.
All right, we know about
the
history of Mancala. Let's play. So yeah, this is one of the games I've been, learning the precise rules to. Gather up your stones in your store. Oh, so I guess I go first. All right.
Okay.
Ooh, getting those extra turns in.
Okay.
I also love the presentation in this game.
Yeah.
I had to count that out. Like all of the presentation is like look at this. It looks like a real nice Mancala board, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all the stones and like the fucking sound foley in all of the games. Like like you can hear the little beads drop and it sounds like the sound of like a bead on wood, and like because like there's a lot of like the billiards noises. If you play billiards, that's all they captured that like perfectly.
Yeah, the sound's very good. And you know what? It's a really good. I was thinking about this. This is like a really cool thing to give your kids. Like if you're buying your kids a Switch, which I see that asked a lot. Like I'm getting a Switch for my kids during blah blah blah. Like
yeah, what game?
Yeah, this is a good one because they learn about all these old games. There's a bit of a culture background. It gives you a little bit of a. They give you in the tutorial like where it came from, and it'll give you little facts at the end of the game and tell you what's where it came from and that stuff. So it's pretty cool. And to be honest, like if you want to learn if you want your kids to learn or like gain like a means of like strategic thinking, this is like the perfect thing to buy them.
Yeah,
so many
definitely.
different games. I'm sure they're gonna play all the like. See, now that was the thing, and we were talking about this just a little earlier before we started. Was that some of these games are they are like classic board games from like God knows when, right? But some of the games are like don't really fall into that category, or like I don't know if you'd consider them worldwide classics. Like it had pretty much bowling, and there's baseball, and there's boxing.
Yeah.
Like these are it called it toy boxing. I haven't played that one yet, but I'm assuming is it supposed to be Rock'em Sock'em Robots? Like, is that?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's basically Rock'em Sock'em Robots. But yeah, you're right. It's like worldwide classics. Slot cars.
Yeah.
Really? Worldwide classics. Air hockey.
Worldwide classics. Tanks. Like.
Yeah.
Now we're in the Flash game realm. What's going on?
Yeah. But no, I've loved the like, here's the historical. Here's the history of this game. Like I didn't know that checkers was like a French game, I guess. But you can learn a lot about like the history of different, classic games. This game originated in Rome or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh God, you really fucked me on this one. But yeah, the presentation's super, super good on all of these games. Even like the simple games, because there's like, let's see, what do I do here? It's hard to like think and play at the same time.
Yeah.
I guess I do this. But like even the simple games, because they have like, I don't know, like checkers is a pretty simple game, but like the presentation is really good, and the fact that you can learn, because like, okay, one of the games I was introduced to for the first time was shogi. I'd never played shogi before. I had seen it like in a mini game in other like in the Yakuza series. Shogi is like a mini game you can play.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd never like actually bothered to learn how to actually play shogi. But like the fact that this game has like a really good like tutorial, here's all the rules to the game, and then gives you like, here's an easy AI that you can like beat up on while you're learning the rules, and then once you get the rules, you can play intermediate, then advanced, then expert. And the AI works pretty well in almost all of the games. Yeah, it's they did a very good job, very good presentation. Yeah, you're just comboing me to shit now, I see. Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Still anyone's game though.
Well, I think this is gonna be a good move.
Oh yeah, that was a very good move.
Yeah.
Yeah, one game that I've always been curious. I can never fucking remember the rules. Is chess. I suck at chess. I could play checkers all day, but chess, like, it's always like, wait, which one moves in what direction and how and what? And this is gonna fuck me, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna fuck you. Yeah.
Good job.
But like, look at the way those like the pieces, the little beads are physics enabled.
Yeah.
And it looks so satisfying when they like drip them all on. Like they didn't have to do that. They went the extra mile on the presentation, and it looks really nice.
Yeah.
Especially with the sound Foley, which I don't know if that's coming through on our recording, but
just a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, what they did with this game is very good. Very. I like all the just all the sounds.
But yeah,
physics.
You were just talking about chess a second ago, and like to your point of like, oh, I can't remember what the fuck all the pieces do. First of all, they give you like a how to play with Like you can
Yeah.
go in here. Here's the basics, right? You can go through here. Here's the pieces. Here's all the pieces move, and here's some like general strategies on chess, right?
Yeah.
But like even if you go in to play chess, you can like first of all, again, the presentation very nice. And all of the pieces, like when you move a piece, it has like really good, sound Foley. Oh shit! Didn't highlight the thing I was gonna fucking highlight. I was gonna show that you can bring up. Ooh, maybe you can't do that in online mode. But if you're playing against the AI, you can bring up like basically a threat map. Let's see, assist. Yeah, here we go. So you can bring up basically like this threat map, so you can see like,
No.
oh, like this piece is like clearly in danger. Like, and you can see like, oh, this piece, if Justin moved a piece here, like my bishop is in danger of capturing that, right? Because
Yeah.
and like even now when I mouse over one of these pieces, you can see where the legal moves for a piece are just with that threat map. But like if that's like too much whatever quote unquote cheating for you, you can do like the simple one here that has, oh, they even literally call it a threat map. I didn't even see that. I was just using like a strategy game term.
Hmm.
But they literally call that the threat map. But yeah, if you don't like that threat map, you can opt for this more simple thing, which just shows you here's all the legal pieces, legal moves for a piece. Oh my God, look at that! They even highlight, if I mouse over that pawn, they even highlight this in red,
Oh, cool.
knowing that the pawn could be captured on its next turn.
Oh, wow.
And then
Okay.
it shows me this little simple thing here that shows here's where your last move was, so I don't have to. Because like one of the things, if you play chess in real life, you can be like, hey, what was your last move, or like what did you just do?
Yeah.
Like this shows you, yeah, presentation and like all the little fine details in like all of these games are like off the fucking charts, right?
Yeah.
Like very good presentation for all of these.
And it's great because
I, we don't
it's
we don't literally have to play a game of chess.
no, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because that would take too long. But that it's great because it helps you learn. Like
Yeah.
if you don't know how
Yeah.
to play any of these games, like I said, like chess, which a lot of people played through high school, and I know a lot of friends who played it and are kind of good at it. And it's like I don't know how to play it, but if I wanted to like get good at it, I could just sit here and play 99 games of chess until I get good at it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and it helps you out. That's like a big deal. If it like I said before, if you would be a great thing for kids to just build up, strategy, which helps them build, critical thinking, and it would be perfect. And it holds your hand a little bit, but you don't have to let it hold your hand, and you can just it does that very well.
Hmm.
um
Yeah, I did that for like shogi because I played a decent amount of chess growing up and got like okay at chess. Like I'm not great, but I'm like okay at it. And I've always been kind of interested in shogi, and I used literally all the things we just talked about to like how to play, the pieces, whatever. Shogi, by the way, if anyone who is like already familiar with chess is interested in shogi, it is not that hard of a game to learn. It is basically just chess, but like there's a few extra pieces that have some weird. Oh, players left. Oh, okay. Well, apparently our connection got fucked for some reason.
yeah, because I turned it off.
Oh, okay, that's
Sorry.
fine. Um, yeah. Oh, it's basically just chess with a few extra pieces. And the cool thing about shogi is it's chess, but you can fucking cheat like a motherfucker because any piece that you capture, like if you capture one of your opponent's pieces as a move, you can, instead of moving one of your pieces, you can place a captured piece back onto the board in any position, which is like fucking bullshit, but it makes shogi really crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. I don't know. What about you? Have you discovered any games that you've been like, ooh, this is actually very fun?
um I know I've played it before, but I found mahjong to be
Yeah.
the mahjong, if I'm saying that correctly. Found that like to be kind of fun because I like the whole like try to create combos based on random chance in a way. Um, Michi Ramen's very good in like you have to kind of figure out while you're looking at the board, like, okay, what pieces are currently discarded, so I can't take a chance on, you can kind of tell where your chances lie based on what's discarded, so you have to figure out, and you have to like hope that you're going to get a certain piece, and you have to make these combinations. It can be a little bit of a complicated game because you have only there's 35, I think, possible combinations that you can have that give you like a perfect hand. So the idea is that bottom row of tiles, you have to either get pairs, you have to get like small three tile straights, or you have to get 3 of a kind tiles for each category. So you have, like, you can see on the left, there's like, I don't know what they're all called. I know it's like sticks, there's dots, there's north, south, east, west. I don't know what it's all called. I don't remember. But the idea is if you can build a perfect hand based on those certain combinations, which you can go in and look at the combinations on what's called I think it's called the play card. Then you can like score big. And the idea is that you play multiple games until and someone, I think it's like a certain person has like the advantage or something like that, based on when you play, and they get a certain amount of points. And if you manage to have enough, so even if someone has a perfect hand, or if no one has a perfect hand, which will probably happen most of the time, as long as you have enough of the combinations in your hand, I think you get what's called I want to call it was like tenchi or something like that.
Yeah.
That means you're okay, and you will score points that round. But if your hand's just completely fucked and you have nothing, then you technically lose points. I think the overall goal is that you want to build up your points to essentially just win, I guess, at the end of the game. Once you guys call the game, this is an old lady game. This is something that your grandparents played. So I don't know all the special rules, but I remember my grandma used to play this all the time with her little retirement community friends. I remember playing a game with her once, and it's complicated, but it's pretty fun. I mean, especially when you get the nice thing is too is when you get these games with the speed of like playing it digitally, so you don't have to sit there and wait for someone to think and do that. And unless you're playing like a 4-player game, then you're probably still going to get that. But it helps with because Mahjong is a mess, because then you have to take the tiles and you got to reshuffle them, and you got to do that, and you got to lay them all out, and everyone picks each particular tile. So at least the game takes out that whole stupid process.
Yeah, exactly.
It's extremely convenient.
Yeah, and this is one of the games, Mahjong, I've been like way too intimidated to try yet, because there is so many like different things you have to memorize and like different hands. I'm just like, I don't fucking know.
I remember when I played with my grandma, they had a card. They had a card that had all the combos on it. And
I think
all the old ladies didn't remember either, so there's no way.
Yeah. And I think in this, you can pull up that little reference sheet too, so you can see like, oh, here's all the different hands. Okay.
And I think it even tells you, based on your current hand, what you should try to go for.
Oh, wow, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
So that's nice.
Yeah. One of the other things I found in this is I've always really liked so they have in this, they have the game you played a ton as a kid, Connect 4. I think for legal reasons they can't call it Connect 4, they call it 4 in a row.
Yeah.
I always like to play this game that I always called it Connect 5. And instead of playing on a board where you have to put a piece in and it falls to the bottom, you play on like think of like a sheet of like graph paper almost, and you can put an X or an O literally anywhere on the piece of graph paper, and you have to get 5 in a row. The difference is it's you have to get 5 in a row, but you can go literally anywhere, right? There's no gravity in Connect 5. I found out that game is a traditional Japanese game called Gomoku. And this is just what I call Connect 5 is apparently just called Gomoku. And I also realized that there's like still to this day like Gomoku tournaments where they've like standardized like like tournament rules for Gomoku because one of the like quote unquote problems with Gomoku, and actually I think okay, well, one of the problems with Gomoku is if you go first, like the computer just did, that asshole. If you go first, you have a pretty big advantage in this game. And actually, I think I might be wrong about this, but I think the game is actually solved if you go first. And by solved, I mean if you know what you're doing, you can consistently win every single time if you go first. But I found out there's tournament rules for Gomoku that give an advantage if you're playing second. So like they have these like fixed start points where they have like a cross of like whites and blacks and like anyway they basically took the first player advantage out of Gomoku or Connect 5 or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's another game I like rediscovered through this that I was like, oh, I didn't know it was called Gomoku. But yeah, super good. Like I don't know, just like the value in this pack is just like there's a lot of fucking games in here. You just fucking get.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and honestly, it's a good family game. It's a good. It seems to play well online. Doesn't seem to have a problem there. It's perfect on the Switch.
Yeah.
And, I mean, granted, playing on like something like a TV would probably be a little bit difficult, but I found it easy. We played a game of Ludo. Ludo.
Oh.
So
yeah. Go ahead. Yep.
So here, I'm just gonna say here in America, Ludo may also be extremely similar to another board game called Aggravation.
Oh,
where
okay.
Aggravation is essentially the same thing. You have little dudes inside your base. You can only get them out so you have a single dice. You have 4 guys in your base. When you start the game, everyone can take 1 guy out for free. And the only way you can get another person out of your base is if you roll a 6. So you have a choice. If you have someone on the board, if you roll a 6, you can either move someone 6 or take someone out of your base. The other thing is, so the idea of the game is that you're supposed to get your little dudes all the way across the board. So you pretty much have to track all the way around and then get all the way pretty much back to your area to where you can then move up to those colored dots that are in the middle there. But as you could just see, if you just so happen to land on someone else, which is been a thing that's been applied to a lot of board games after this, is that if you land on them, they end up getting knocked back to the base, and then you have to roll another 6 to get them out and start all over again. So very interesting game because it reminded me a lot of an old game I used to play a lot, a board game called Aggravation.
Yeah, and apparently this is very similar, or it's based on an English game, according to the little tidbits in there. It's based on a game called Pachisi, which is, I think, what I knew this game as. I can't remember if I played Aggravation or not. By the way, this game can go fuck itself. I fucking hate Ludo. This game sucks. Because, you get like so close, and then like somebody just like
yeah,
that.
But that's
like,
so gratifying when you're the person who does that, especially when you do it to someone who's winning and you're able to like stop them right at the last moment.
I fucking hate it. it's just the fucking worst.
The downside is it's mostly just dice rolling.
Oh
and
yeah,
then,
yeah.
And then there can literally be moments where 3 players are rolling dice trying to get people out of their base with no one on the board, and it's just constant rolling until someone can do that. So that part could be a little annoying. But man, no, knocking people off the board is so good.
I hate it.
I love
it. Yeah, there's very little. Fuck that. Fuck you, Pink. You asshole. But yeah, there is. I would say very little. I don't know. Strategy or decision making in this. Fuck off, Green. literally the only decision you ever make is if you get a 6, you can choose to bring another guy out or roll or move your existing guy 6 spaces.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And the other strategy behind
yeah.
that too is when you are loading your person into the safe zone, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
You have to have the exact
Yep.
amount to get them all the way to the top. So if like you need to get him to like the second space or something in there, if you have and you keep rolling like a 2, but you only need to move 1, you can't move him up. So you could end up kind of cock blocking yourself from getting into the safe zone because you're trying to get the right number to move your guy up. But
that was also infuriating to me. So I changed goal conditions from exact number to over okay.
No, that's not how you play it. No.
I fucking hate this game, man.
The point I think is for it to be aggravating as hell, and I think that's why that game there was a derivative of this game called aggravation, because the point was to piss you off.
Yeah,
and it was annoying, and every time you landed on someone, and it just drove them crazy.
That's what I feel when I play this game. I just feel aggravation. Yeah, I don't know. Anything else with Worldwide 51 Classics? There's a lot of card games in here. They got, towards the end, a lot of the like weird simulated sports games, toy tennis, toy soccer, toy whatever. Air hockey's pretty fun.
Yeah. So have you tried the air hockey with someone else? Like, is that just you do it with your finger? I haven't. I just unlocked it, so I hadn't played it yet.
Yeah, my wife Jess, she is all about air hockey. As you can see, we've played 24 times. She is very into air hockey. That's like her favorite game on this collection, and maybe that has something to do with she loves playing it also in real life. But yeah, that's her favorite thing to play with me is air hockey in this.
Yeah, you know when you go to the arcade room and they have an air hockey table, you have to play the air hockey table at least once with someone.
Right? Yeah.
Like
definitely. That's a rule.
Even if it doesn't give you tickets, like you have to at least play one game.
Got to do it at least once. You got it.
And you get pissed when you're like, oh look, the table's open, and then someone gets there right before you. And you're like, damn it.
Yeah.
Almost had
Motherfucker. Yeah, 51 Worldwide Classics. It's good. It's you get a lot of value. There's a lot of value. Like, I mean, there are some like kind of like games like I don't know, like fucking Last Card and Ludo, but like but like a lot of them are like really good. Like it's not just like they just threw shit. It's not the fucking thing that we talked about at the top of the episode where it's 250 shitty games in a Windows 98 CD, right?
Yeah.
It's like the 51 games are like really well polished, really well, whatever. It's very good. Get a lot of value, and it's very educational. You can learn a lot about classic games from other cultures, takoyaki, fucking I don't know, Rishi Mahjong, Hanafuda. I learned I never knew how to play backgammon. I never knew how to play dominoes. All I knew with dominoes is you line them up and you knock them over. But that's not actually how you play dominoes. I actually learned how to play dominoes. I learned how to play backgammon. Yeah. So yeah, it's educational. It's good.
Yeah. It's
good little thing.
It's and especially with what we're dealing with right now, pandemic wise, it's good to learn all these little things. It's another good distraction game. Like Nintendo's coming out with some good, like, let's keep people's mind busy games. I know this isn't published by Nintendo, but you know what I mean. It's like one of those games. It's like that's perfect right now because I need something to preoccupy my head.
Yeah, this is published by Nintendo. This is definitely Nintendo.
Was it?
Yeah, this is first party. This is this is the same studio that did Super Mario Party. And I didn't know that. This is fucking probably why. Yeah, you can tell by like look at the font. The font is the same font that they used in Super Mario Party.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of the like bling and like and like a lot of the like whatever sound effects are the same. And this game is probably why we never got any DLC or support for Super Mario Party, a game that like not desperately needed, but like deserved more support and was like ripe for some good DLC for minigames. It's probably why we never got it because they were working on this, which I don't know, whatever. This is good.
Yeah.
I still love Super Mario Party and think it deserves, more, but whatever.
Nintendo. Get on it. I mean, this would be the
Get
time to do that
fucked
too. Like, let's be like, hey, Nintendo Direct. Look, we're adding 100 new mini games to Mario Party.
And also online play.
And online play. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That game got launched and then just forgot about too quickly.
Tragic. Fucking tragic. That was like the best, almost inarguably the best Super Mario or the best Mario Party game since like the Nintendo 64 era. That's almost inarguable. It might be the best Mario Party game ever, and they didn't fucking support it. It's sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. Yeah. Anything else with this this collection?
No, it's a good collection. Go out.
It is a
buy
good
it.
collection. Very good collection.
That's definitely a recommendation to have on the Switch.
It's such a good collection that we're also going to keep talking about this collection. It's going to be our top 5.
Yeah.
But first, some self endorsement. I realized the whole time we were talking about this, we're live streaming it. There's some video. You can see our dumb faces if you want to come see our dumb faces. I realized that we have an audience that listens almost exclusively to the audio version on their podcasts, which is, it's nice if you're in the car and you're driving to work or whatever. Podcasts are great, but a lot of people are working from home right now. So, hey, you can check out the video version of our podcast on YouTube. It is Good Games Podcast or Good Games. I can't remember what our YouTube channel is. I'm terrible at this. And our Twitch is Good Games Cast, right? That's our Twitch channel?
Yes, Good Games Cast.
Good Game Cast, yeah. I think that might also be our YouTube channel. But yeah, you can watch us live stream. If you missed the live stream, check out the VODs on either our Twitch page or on YouTube. And if you're still driving into work, sucks for you. Then I guess you're stuck with the audio version. Our email address is goodgamescast@gmail.com. Send us mail. And our Patreon is on the thing right now.
Yeah, you can.
But
it's down below there.
You go.
But it's patreon.com/goodgamescast.
Yes, it is. All right, our top 5 for today, fittingly enough, is the top 5 games in the Clubhouse Games Worldwide 51 Classic. I just always transpose all the words. I'm just never going to get the title of this game right.
51 Clubhouse Worldwide Games Classics.
It almost doesn't matter what order you say any of the words in. It kind of gives the same meaning no matter what order you put any of it. Like classics, 51 Worldwide Clubhouse. Like you know what we're talking about,
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know what those. I don't understand Clubhouse. Was that like Was that a thing? Was like a back in the day, like when the old boys go to the clubhouse and smoke cigars and drink a beer and play some games, Like, was that?
I don't know if it's a reference to that or if they're like, because it's like Clubhouse Games : as though this were a series, or they're going to try to establish a series of games like this, which would be cool. Like, if the next one came out and had, 50 more different worldwide classic games, like that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have no idea why they made like Clubhouse Games : 51 worldwide classics. Did I actually say it correctly? I don't know why the title of the game.
That time you said it right. Good job.
Yeah. I don't know why the title of the game is the way it is. But that's what we're talking about in our top 5. What are the top 5 best games in this collection? I am going to nominate Shogi. I have had a fucking blast with Shogi. That's my first nomination. What about you?
I'm gonna put I'm gonna throw the very first one that you pretty much see and play is Mancala.
Oh yeah, Mancala was great.
Simple, easy, basic strategy.
I think by the sheer number of games played, I'm obligated to nominate Spider Solitaire.
Yeah, I remember playing a lot of Spider Solitaire on the PC.
You can just turn your brain off and just kind of move cards around. It's nice. It's relaxing. It's very zen. It's just relaxing and zen. Yeah.
Another one I'm gonna nominate is Yacht, or better known here as Yahtzee. Where you roll the dice. It's essentially you're playing like make poker combinations with dice. That's the game, and you want to get points based on that. So
I am like I usually don't like games like this where like literally all you do is roll dice, but there is a certain amount of decision making in this because you get like 2 re-rolls after your initial roll. So you have to really decide, like based on your initial roll, you have to really decide what combinations you want to try to go for, and then you have to like weigh the probability of like, there's a lot of probability in this if you really think about it, because it's like, what's the probability of me rolling, this one die, what's the probability of me rolling 2 6s to try to get a Yahtzee or a yacht that they call it in this game, versus like maybe I should take the safe play and try to go for, a full house or something instead, and like what are the points on this versus the points on that, and you have to think about, there's a lot of risk reward, there's a lot of probability, but literally all you're doing is just rolling dice, but you're making decisions on which dice you want to keep and how you want to play your rerolls. So I also really like Yacht Dice.
Yeah, me and my family used to play this a lot, and there was one key rule to it, was if the 6s were being nice, don't piss off your 6s.
Don't piss off no. That's never piss off the 6s. 6s are great. Don't anger them. The god of 6s is not to be trifled with.
Yeah. For some reason, that weirdly works all the time, too.
Yeah. 6s are great. Let's see. What else did I want to throw out there? Those are some good ones. Hang on. I actually have to check my podcast notes. I did a little bit of prep for this. And Gomoku. Just because of my history playing this game, I love, Gomoku. I like it. It's good.
Throw in Hit and Blow. I remember playing Hit and Blow back at my grandpa's place. Basic game of try to figure out what the color combination is, and it gets you learning to like, okay, you have to like go back into the history of what you've already tried and see like, okay, well obviously it can't be that because this came up as that, but I know this is in there kind of thing, and I found I'm pretty good at that, actually, doing the Hit and Blow.
I'm not very good at Hit and Blow. For some reason, when I don't know, my brain kind of breaks when you throw in duplicate colors and like trying to figure out like, okay, could it be this color was in the correct spot or the wrong position or whatever. There's another board game. Well, it's half board game, half virtual game. One of my favorite board games is called Mansions of Madness, and they actually took Hit and Blow, which I never knew Hit and Blow was like a game. I didn't know this was a game. I didn't know it was a classic game. I didn't know it was a board game. I didn't even know it had a proper name. All I knew of it previously was that it was the mini game in one of my favorite board games, Mansions of Madness. Because in Mansions of Madness, it's basically an exploration game. Mansions of Madness, it's like a cooperative exploration game, but every once in a while you'll find like a locked safe or something, and it's like you have to figure out the combination to the locked safe, and basically you play a mini game of Hit and Blow. And I always found I'm not great at Hit and Blow. I don't know what it is, but I'm not super great at this.
Yeah.
I still like it though.
Yeah, I could see like if you get a bad start to the game, where you're not getting good hits at all, or you're just like not figuring it out, then you can have a pretty bad time because then you're getting pretty late into the tries. But yeah, I
never know how to start. That's my problem. I don't know how to start Hit and Blow. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. Do you pick like 4 of the same color, or do you go like 2 and 2, or do you go 1 of every color?
Yeah, that's what I usually do. Is I start with 1 of every color and then just see what I get, and then just try to go from there. Really.
Yeah, my problem is like late game. I'm decent at late game hit and blow. My problem is I'm fucking awful at early, because it's like, even if I'm like, oh, I'll go 1 of every color, so that way I get some like hits for sure.
Yeah.
Or I mean, just repeat the same color, which is, even then it's not guaranteed to. But anyway, like I'll do 1 of every color, and it's like, you got 1 hit, 1 blow, and I'm like, cool. Now what? Now what do I do? Like, I don't.
You just
like, I can't.
The idea is that you take a chance to be like, okay, well, let me see if it was this one.
Yeah.
And then try changing the position of this other one, and you just. And if like the next one kind of gives you nothing, so then you go back and say, okay, let me reevaluate that. Let me pick a different one and try again, until you see something happening, and you're like, okay. And then obviously, yeah. So it's a matter of just like you just gotta keep playing with it, but.
Yeah, that's another one that breaks my brain. Apparently, it's also hit and blow is also completely solved. Like, it's possible to get any possible hit and blow combination in like. Actually, I think it tells you on here. Logically, it should be possible to deduce the correct answer within 5 turns. So yeah, it's solved within 5 turns, and I think they give you 7 or 8 turns in hit and blow. 7 maybe.
I think there's 10. You get 10 chances.
10. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. Usually I'm like all the way at like 8, 9, or 10 before I figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I think I had one more I wanted to throw out. I was going to throw out air hockey. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with air hockey. It's just air hockey. It's a good simulation of air hockey. Again, the Foley, I don't know how they're doing it. They just nail the sound of like, because like air hockey, you had the like
yeah. That,
of like the puck going.
Sound, yeah.
Yeah, they nailed it. I don't know. Maybe they just mic'd up an air hockey table. I don't know. But however, they're capturing the Foley for all these games. Hats off, tip of the hat to the sound designers for Clubhouse 51 Classics Worldwide. They nailed it.
Yeah.
Any other nominations?
I would nominate. You're gonna hate this, but Ludo.
Fuck off! No,
I love Ludo.
I hate Ludo. Ludo's at the bottom. That's like my least favorite game. I hate it.
And then I don't know. My 5th recommendation would be just standard blackjack.
Oh yeah, blackjack.
I like blackjack.
Yeah.
Blackjack is like a card game. Like you go to the casino, or if you're an adult. If you're a kid, obviously you can't. But if you go to the casino, you're like, oh, poker's like too much of like trying to figure out what people's face and that a bit. And blackjack is just numbers. You just gotta figure out. You gotta be like, all right, am I gonna take a risk? Do I have a low number? Do I take a risk on getting a higher number? Usually, it's like if you're 15 to 16, you're kind of like on the iffy. Like you can either take a number and take a chance or not. But I remember when the last time I was at Vegas, blackjack is just so simple. There's nothing complicated about it. It's just straightforward, and you busted. It's it's another one you don't really have to think about too much. Yeah, you don't have to think about it too much. You just kind of be like, all right, it's like that game. It's like when you see people in Vegas playing blackjack, they're literally sitting back with the drink going and just tapping their hand on the table, and that's all they do. And then they throw their chips in, and then they tap their hand. It's like it's so at a point, and you can even do that in this game. If you put it on the touch mode, it'll give you a hit.
Oh, really?
It'll give you a hit at the very bottom of the screen. You can just sit there and tap the screen.
That's amazing.
To do a hit.
I didn't know you could do that.
Stay or double down. 3 choices.
That's
you
amazing.
Have 3 choices: hit, stay, double down.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all my nominations. Unless you want to nominate another. Otherwise, let's put these. Let's put them in order, right?
This would be tough.
Yeah. What's number 5 for you?
I know you don't want Ludo in there.
I fucking honestly, if I had to make a list of literally all 51 games, I would put Ludo at slot number 51. I put it below Uno. I literally would put it below Last Card. I hate it more than Uno, and I fucking hate Uno.
Okay. What about Hit and Blow as number 5?
Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with Hit and Blow. That's fine. Yeah. not letting Ludo onto this list. Ludo, Pachisi, aggravation, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't deserve. It doesn't deserve. We got Mancala, Shogi, Gomoku, Spider Solitaire. I'm fine leaving off Spider Solitaire. That's just a personal vice, I guess, for me, just a way to relax. But I don't think there's anything that super special about Spider Solitaire. Yeah. Yacht Dice and Air Hockey. Did I miss any there?
Yacht, Hit Blow. Other than Blackjack. Blackjack's another one we could just leave off, I think.
Okay.
Because I think another brain turn off.
Yeah. I think I'm fine leaving off Air Hockey too. I enjoy it; it's fun, but yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we can leave that off. So we're left with Hit and Blow, Yacht Dice, Hit and Blow, Yacht Dice, Gomoku, and Shogi. We got to put those in order.
We could just put. I'd be fine putting Yacht Dice right above Hit and Blow. I know that can be one of those, like, some people like it, some people don't kind of games.
Yeah. I'm fine with Yacht Dice at 4. So wait. I took off too many, because then the only left are Gomoku and Shoki. What am I forgetting?
Mancala.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Yacht Dice at 4. Mancala, I mean, I would put Mancala 3. What do you think?
Yeah, Mancala is it's simple. And you can play some games, and then eventually, that's the thing where it's not like Spider Solitaire where you can just keep doing it, and your brain's turned off. Mancala, eventually you're done with it. So I guess
yeah.
Mancala is a good number 3, I think.
Yeah. If it's me, I would go Gomoku number 2, and then Shogi number 1.
I'd be okay with that.
Okay. So wow. All right. That was pretty painless. So we had Hit and Blow number 5. Number 4 was Yacht Dice. 3 was Mancala. 2 was Gomoku, and number 1, the best game in the collection, Shogi. Give Shogi a try if you're a chess fan, because it's just like chess, except you can cheat. It's great. But in all honesty, Shogi is way more complex than chess, and chess is already pretty complex. But the fact that you can pick up the fact that you can pick up any captured piece and put it down literally anywhere on the board opens up a huge amount of complexity. It just kind of breaks your brain, because there are so many different possible moves. Right, because even in chess, which is already very complex, the number of moves you can do is always pretty finite, right? You just look at at any given time you have a maximum of you got 16 pieces, and I don't know, at most you're probably only going to have 10 legal moves in chess. In shogi, you almost always have I don't know, 30 or 40 different fucking moves you can do, which it's just oh god, what's the best move? You can sit there just staring at the board forever trying to figure out where you want to go.
Yeah, because with chess is aren't there names based on certain people who figured out a strategy?
Oh yeah.
Because so many games have been played to the point where they almost believe that every possible type of chess game has been played. You just have to figure out, okay, well, he's doing this move, so all I have to do is the John Jacob move here and do that thing. It's and then he can see what move you're doing.
The John Jacobs defense. Yeah. Perfect. Counter to
there's some weird culture with chess that I don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, chess is definitely not solved, but there are a lot of, if you just play a shitload of chess, you can put yourself in a lot of familiar situations.
Yeah.
And the part of chess that is interesting to me is late game chess, where you're in these like weird fucking situations that you've never seen before. Which I'm sure people who play a shitload of chess already have gotten, like, they've seen those situations, and you know that, okay, I can get checkmate in 3 moves or whatever.
Yeah.
That's just so much less common in shogi. I mean, there are definitely like checkmate setups in shogi that are common, but like, I don't know. I enjoy the high complexity of like, oh god, there's so many different ways you could do this. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Recommended for chess fans. All right. I think that's it with 51 games, Clubhouse Worldwide Classics.
So it's safe to say that your most hated game, just to throw that out there, is Ludo.
Oh, fuck. Ludo goes fuck himself. Fuck you, Ludo. You piece of shit. You know what? I'd put, because this game has war, which literally is 100% luck. You make 0 decisions in war. There is no input. If you've ever played war, all you do is flip cards over and the high card wins. That's it. That's all there is in war. It's 100% luck. I would put Ludo and Uno below war. Like, I would rather play something that's 100% luck.
Okay. I hated Nine Men's Morris.
Oh, really?
I didn't like that one.
That's interesting. I found that kind of interesting. In that, again, I'm pretty sure this game. Does this game say it's solved? Yeah, this is solved game. Okay. So, yeah, the game is solved, but like, I enjoyed thinking about the like setups as to how to do the what do they call it, mills?
Yeah.
Where you remove somebody else's piece. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it was fun for me to think about the setups.
That's one of the things I can't wrap my head around. Like, I have a hard time trying to figure out, and I was trying not to use the hints. But
yeah.
This one, like, every time I'm playing on the easy mode and it's kicking my ass, I'm like, okay, clearly I'm not seeing the strategy behind this.
Yeah. I enjoyed it, but yeah, it's definitely on my like lower. It would be in the lower half of the 51 games, but I did enjoy Nine Men's Morris. Just learning a classic Roman game. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Good shit. I guess those are our most hated games.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me scroll through these real quick. Make sure there's not more I hate. Ludo goes and fucks itself. Wait. There was one of these I kind of didn't like. I fucking hate matching. Matching is just memory. All it is you try to remember where the cards are, and I hate that because my memory is terrible. I cannot remember things that happened 2 seconds ago, so memory can go fuck itself. Yeah, I think that was it. I think I mostly liked the other games, I think.
Best game on here, though, piano.
Oh, I'm not actually done piano at all yet.
Oh.
How do you? I don't even know how to.
Well, get ready, buddy.
How do I do this? I don't. Well, I'm definitely gonna. Should I have this in touch mode? I don't have this in touch mode.
I don't know. Can you do it with cursor?
Is that
or keys?
Oh, I think you have to have it. And I'm pressing literally every button on the controller, and it's doing nothing.
Okay. Then
so I think you have to have it in touch mode. Yeah.
Yeah. Piano's literally just piano keys.
Oh yeah. Well, I wish I had it in touch mode so I could play us a nice little song while we talk about our endorsements. But I'm afraid if I try to take it out and put it in touch mode, I don't think I can also capture the input. Yeah. So, oh well. God, that's a nice looking. God,
yeah, look how nice it looks. Like even the little gold on the top. Like look at that. Look at that little gold.
I just want to touch those keys. Like I just want to touch them.
They even got like the silky like.
Yeah.
Like fresh new like grand piano kind of silky smoothness to like the paint.
Yeah.
It feels like you're looking at the real thing.
Yeah, I just want to play those ivories, man. All right. Real quick, I'm going to endorse. Oh shit! What am I going to endorse? I'm going to endorse a TV miniseries I watched from. Oh, I can't remember the director's name. But the name of the TV miniseries is called Devs. It's on Hulu. Alan Jackson? For some reason, my brain is saying Alan Jackson. I don't know if that's the correct director.
Nope, it's not. It's Alex Garland.
It's the same guy who directed 28 Days, 28 Weeks Later. He also directed
Ex Machina,
which I didn't really like, and he also directed Annihilation, which I kind of did like. Basically, the premise of Devs, it's a miniseries on Hulu. The premise is there's this girl whose boyfriend starts a new job at a tech company, but then he goes missing, and he doesn't come home that night. And eventually, well, I don't think it's too much of a spoiler because you find out basically in episode 1. Yeah, you find out in the very first episode. He's been murdered. It's basically a murder mystery. This girl's trying to get to the bottom of why her boyfriend was killed, who killed them, why they did it. And if you've watched, it's very much got a lot of this director's hallmarks. It's very much Deus Ex in the like mystery part where you're trying to figure out, how much, what do all these people know? Why are they doing what they're doing? But then it's also got a little bit of Annihilation's themes, because Annihilation has, Annihilation is a sci-fi movie, but it's really more about like dealing with a traumatic loss, especially like there's a lot of like themes of cancer in Annihilation. But like this also deals with a lot of like I don't know, just like the nature of what it means to be human and what it means to be alive. There's a lot of like deep philosophical ideas, but there's a lot of like really crazy sci-fi ideas in Devs as well, that all deal with like the nature of reality and how humans perceive the world. And I don't know. It's a very, very weird show. It's good. If you like this director's other works, I would recommend Devs. It is streaming on Hulu. It is good.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Hulu's the one streaming service I don't have right now.
Shit. Well,
I need to get back on. I have like everything else, and everything I want to watch is on Hulu right now.
Oh,
it's kind of crazy. I need to just buy a Hulu subscription and just deal with it. But mine, I've been actually watching via Prime Video. James, and I know I talk to you about it all the time, and I'm rewatching it again, and I forget how good of a show it is. And I know a lot of people are kind of indifferent about it, but Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Oh yeah, DS9. Fuck yeah.
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 That's
I was indifferent for a while on DS9. Like I thought DS9 was one of the weaker. No. DS9's good. There's some good DS9 episodes. I mean, all Star Trek has variants in the episodes.
Yeah.
But like overall, DS9 good. It's good.
Yeah. It's just like you've said. It's just an overall as a show. It's very good. It may not touch too much on the Star Trek feeling because it focuses too much on like one place, one culture, the same problems kind of happening. But to me, I like that. I don't know. It kind of helps you build up more character and like you gain more respect for the characters. Because if you look at like Next Gen or the original series, it's essentially just a shot of random adventures. Like they go to a place. Random thing happens. They go to this place. Random anomaly happens. They go to this. These people board their ship, or it's all these like crazy random. In DS9, it's more of like you're dealing with the planetary culture of the Bajoran people. You're dealing with the wormhole stuff and a whole new quadrant that there's new aliens and all that. But you're dealing with the same people on the star base, so it's like. It's like an actual show where like they're thrown into random situations every time. That's how most shows work. But you can build up like a relation with these characters, and there's not a lot of main characters in it either. So you're not being overwhelmed with like look at this person, that person, and this episode's focusing on this, and then this episode's focusing on them, and like Next Gen was just all over the place with like okay Next Gen focused so much on Data. I rewatched that. I rewatched that before, and they put so much focus on just Data. Like, God.
Yeah. That show loved Data.
Yeah, but I still stand that Captain Sisko is one of my favorite captains of the Star Trek universe.
What?
Yeah.
Captain Sisko? All right.
I really like Picard. I really like him. They're like very close to one another.
Here's the thing. I like DS9. All the things you said are exactly true. I like DS9. The thing that initially turned me off from DS9 is that, like, if you're coming from Star Trek The Next Generation, there's a lot of, encountering strange new worlds and exploration and going where no man has gone before. That's not really what DS9 is. There's not really exploration. It just takes place most of the time on the exact same space station with the exact same characters. The thing that makes it interesting is that Captain Picard is not there, right? And by that, I mean, like, okay, every time in Next Generation, every time they encountered, like, a moral or ethical dilemma, like, Captain Picard would come in and be like, wow, here's the correct way to deal with this situation, and he would just dole out his morality, and that would solve the day. In DS9, things are not always as black and white. Like, things are a lot more gray, and you're dealing with a cast of, like, very flawed characters. Like, not always is Captain Sisko going to, I mean, most of the time he does, but not always do the characters on the show do the right things for the right reasons, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot more nuanced, right? And I find that interesting because, like, that's, I don't know, it's I don't know, more believable or more real, I guess.
Yeah, it feels more real because it's like, yeah, okay, you're supposed to follow the Prime Directive, but he's torn between, like, what the Federation wants him to do versus what the Bajoran government wants him to do versus, like, what he should do. And, like, he's in, like, a trifecta of turmoil, and he has to figure out, okay, what's the best thing. So
he's got to make hard decisions.
Yeah, it becomes so much more relatable. But I love Sisko's attitude.
No,
like, he's just like sometimes he's like a dad. He's like, hey, buddy, like, and then he'll just be like a hard ass on you the next second. And I don't know, something about that just tickles me.
The thing that drives me crazy about Sisko is his actor. Avery, I can't remember the actor's name.
Avery Graves? Something like that.
Something like that. That actor drives me crazy. I think that actor is god awful. Like,
I don't know. I love it.
Like, in every scene, he just gets out acted. But, like, even the, like, early, because, like, he'll be acting across, like, I don't know, probably, like, an early teens. Like, how old is Jake, you think? Like, in his early teens, maybe? Like, the kid actor.
In the beginning of the show, he's, like, roughly 16.
Yeah. The kid actor is, like, out acting. I'm like, oh no, you're getting beat by a kid, dude. Like, he's like, his version of acting is,
it's very Broadway-esque.
Yes, I've Broadway, and I act like this, and I
it's like very
talk like
very
this
theatrical.
I like, dude, nobody talks like that. You sound insane. Like, I don't know. That actor.
For some reason, I love that. I don't know why. I just love it.
Okay, well, there you go. Different strokes, I guess. But yeah, no, his. I don't know. It's not overacting per se, but, like, I don't know. I would say inability.
There are parts where I, like, look at it and be like, right.
There are notes that that actor cannot hit.
Yeah. I stand by that. But then again, you can't put that too far past Patrick Stewart either, because he's sometimes got a little too theatrical in some of his parts. But he had it more under control, where he needed to act, he acted. But sometimes, like you mentioned, when he starts getting into those, like, morale, like, I don't know, sometimes he felt like he was, like, too, I don't know, it felt like sometimes there's overdoing it, where you can tell, like, all right, you're really trying.
That's fair.
A little too hard.
That's fair. But I think there was
Avery
a lot
definitely
more.
Does it a lot more.
Yeah, to me, there was a lot more nuance in even though Captain Picard can also be kind of like one note. There's a lot of nuance in most of Patrick Stewart's performance that I find is not there in Avery what's his name's performance.
Yeah.
I want to say Avery Brooks. Is that his name?
Was it Brooks? Maybe that's that sounds right.
Avery Brooks.
Do I need to
Okay,
look it
I
up?
don't know. Whatever. Maybe that's just me though. I don't like the actor. I like the character. I think he is a well-written character. That actor's portrayal of him. I just like every time. I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great show though. Love DS9. Good show. All right. Is that it?
That's it for me.
All right, cool. Our next episode is we got to figure out what Leo's schedule is going to be going forward. So we don't really know what we're doing, which I guess is no different than normal.
Yeah, I mean, granted, so you're usually about 48 hours in the hospital, and then you go home. It's going to be because personal experience. It happened 2 years ago. There's going to be a lot of baby just randomly wakes up. There's no unless this is Miracle Baby who happens to sleep through the night, which apparently some people get, where it's like there's a baby who's on a normal sleep schedule like right after birth, and it's like, well, fucking lucky you. No, there's I don't know. We'll have to, like you said, we'll have to play it by ear and see what he says.
Yep.
I would say that maybe not the next episode, but probably the one after he'll be mentally prepared because he's going to be exhausted.
Is it just constant exhaustion for the first couple of weeks?
Pretty much, because it's like you're not going to get 8 hours of sleep. You're not going to get 5 hours of sleep like straight on. Like there's always like you'll probably sleep 3 hours, baby wakes up, someone's got to deal with the baby. Baby falls back asleep. You fall back asleep. Baby wakes up. You wake up. It's a process until the kid starts to
sleep through the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we'll figure out what our podcast schedule is going forward. We'll see. But at some point, we will see you in the future. Until then, I'm James for the Good Games Podcast,
and I'm Justin.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, real quick, the other game that drives me fucking insane is this game they call Last Card, which is just Uno. It's just Uno. I fucking hate Uno. Uno can go fuck itself.
You don't like games where people can fuck you over. You just don't like
I am fine with fuck you games. I think fuck you as like a game concept is like, whatever. Yeah, a game feature has been done way better elsewhere. The thing that I find fucking infuriating with like Ludo and Uno, or Last Card, the legally safe ripoff of Uno, is that that is literally the only decision you ever make is to fuck someone over or not, right? Like, You're not making it. It's just like, well, should I fuck this guy over? Yeah, fuck you. Draw 5. Like, and I don't know. Like, my problem is the feeling of making someone else draw 5. The good you get out of the fuck you is nowhere near as bad as it feels as when you have to draw 5, right? So, like, I have to draw 5, and I'm like, fuck off! Like, fucking hate this game! And I'm like, haha, draw 5, ha ha ha. But it doesn't feel as... The good, it does not feel proportionately as equivalent as the bad does. Like, I don't know. I fucking hate Uno. It can go fuck itself. It can really go fuck right off the hell.
I always liked overwhelming like certain people with just more cards than they can deal with.
You're a dick!
Their hand is like 20 cards.
You're a fucking dick. That's me. I had hand of like 50 cards, and somebody's like, "Oh, I drew 3." I'm like, really? You asshole! I'm definitely not gonna win. Why would you make it worse? You asshole.
We need to play this later.
No, I'll get so mad. I fucking hate Uno and Ludo. They can fuck right off.
Okay.